Are you tired of the typical libraries with conventional music that makes you feel meh? Introducing Leerecs.com, the music website made for and by minds like you. Our team are lifelong musicians and producers in love with music. Search the Leerecs music catalogs and find music with guaranteed originality. Mark the difference with music of signature at Leerecs.com.
How absolutely energetic, amazing song. Day by Day by Loc Dawgs, and we have with us the singer and guitar player Christian. Hi Christian.
How's it going?
How's it going? It's fantastic. So glad that you could make a little time for us today. Your song his music is really fantastic, and we really want to learn more about your. Absolutely, we want to learn more about you and your band and your music. Please take the floor, introduce yourself.
Yeah, well, we are Loc Dawgs. We're from Santa Barbara, California. We're pretty new to the scene right now, coming fresh out of 2 years of not playing any music, as I'm sure many bands are, So it's been nice to get back, and, we released Day by Day, I think it was last May, and we've got a lot of positive feedback on it, which is really, really cool. We have another song out called Strung Out as well, so we've got 2 singles out. We got an EP we released called Shadows, which was right before COVID. But these 2 singles that we released, which Day by Day included, will be on an EP that's coming out this summer. We're just finishing up the mixing and the mastering for it right now, and so once all that gets dialed in, we'll have a release date for all that. But as of right now, we're just playing shows, getting out there as much as possible.
Absolutely, yeah. You told me your story before when we were talking before, and it was really coincidental, because you really started these projects at a very weird time. Why don't you tell us about that? Where you're based, and all of those details of the story.
Yeah, so we started out, I think it was, well, so originally I was in another band 3-4 years ago, and that band kind of just fell apart, and we kind of stopped playing, and then me and the drummer of that band decided to just hop in the studio and see what happened. He played drums, I played guitar, bass, and sang, and we kind of just jammed out some songs, and we listened to them back, and we were like, what, this honestly sounds good enough to put out. Let's do something with it. And then shortly after we released, or actually it was even before we released our first single, he decided to move out to Nashville. His name's Ethan Harvey's a fantastic drummer. If anyone out there knows him, you know what I'm talking about. He's insane drummer, but he's killing it in Nashville now. But he after that, I was like, okay, well, I still want to do something with this. So I grabbed one of my buddies from high school that I'd been jamming a little bit here and there, and we haven't been super in touch, but we decided to basically get him and then another buddy of ours from high school. And we played we released 1 single, and then we played, I think, maybe a total of 5 shows. And then March came around, and, everything shut down. No one really knew what was going on. So we kind of were just stuck. We're like, all right, I guess we're not really going to do anything right now, you know. And then we ended up releasing the rest of the songs that I recorded with my other buddy under an EP called Shadows. And so that EP came out. Unfortunately, we weren't able to really like tour, play any shows, or really like promote it other than like through the internet, you know. So we kind of just gathered the cash that we got, paid for some internet promotions, and one of our songs actually ended up just from the internet stuff, you know, like ended up getting like over 100,000 listens.
Wow.
That song was called Price on My Head, and we were kind of blown away. We're like, wow, we just threw some kind of chump change at it, you know, and it had results, and we're like, okay, cool. And eventually I was like, okay, well, let's hop back in the studio. We got to follow this up now, you know, like right. I saw like people were kind of starting to come back and play shows, and I was like, oh, we got to get back out there and play shows. We got to get this lineup together. And then thinking about it, I was like, we got to have more songs to come out too, you know. Like, I've always been in bands where people are like, oh, it'd be so fun to cover this song. And I've always been like, no, dude, I want to like get the original set lined up, you know. So now we're sitting on 2 EPs, one that's not released. We've got an EP out with 2 singles, one of them Day by Day, which you heard just now. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much our backstory. We're from Santa Barbara, California, which is kind of like a small little surf town in California. It's not really like Southern California. It's a little more like the middle of California, but it all kind of groups together. It's the same kind of vibe. But yeah.
That's an amazing story. I would think you would want to combine all the songs and maybe release a full album. How do you think that sounds?
There was actually a little bit of talk about that. We have these 2 EPs, and just out of, I don't know, we kind of were like, you know, there's enough songs. We definitely talked about that a bit. We still haven't made the decision yet, because throughout COVID, we have like too many songs now. You know, there was like so much just like sitting in my bedroom writing, and so now we're like, what do we do with all these songs? So there's gonna be lots of recording in the near future. But yeah, we thought about just combining them, because both these EPs kind of happened within the same timeline. I feel like it's almost like a compilation of like what happened like before and after, you know, and it all kind of came from the same place. So that's an idea we've had.
Yeah, I don't think that sounds bad, but ultimately, of course, you know, we'll be expecting to see what you decide and what you do. So you told me that you were basically, you know, focused on playing live these days, right? So tell us, how is that experience? Yeah. How is the reception of your audience? You know, dive into that, please.
Yeah, honestly, it's been really great. The live shows have been, I almost think, better now. I think people have been so like starved of like live interaction with people and music and art. It's been like ever since we started playing again, it's just, the reaction's always insane. Like, not even just for my band, you know, any band I go see, people are like, it's just crazy. People are so stoked to be in the presence of live art. And I think there's something really special about that, especially when you haven't had that for almost 2 years, maybe over 2 years now, you know? So, and like just being able to like go out there and kind of perform for people, for me, it's like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like it's just a feeling that like I need. And so it's been like having that time off and then coming back to it. All of us in the band were just like, dude, this is like so nuts to us. Like, every show we played has been an insane show. And I've never really had that experience before. You know, everyone has their ups and downs, but now for us, it's been like, we haven't had a bad show, it feels like.
That's amazing. Yeah, I mean, we've tried to define many times talking with artists, right? What is, how to describe that feeling when you're performing, when you're in the zone, doing what you love, what you're passionate about. You know, try to describe it for the rest of
I mean,
the rest of us.
honestly, and this, yeah, this is something that like me and the drummer Ben, this is something we describe to a lot of people. But like, we'll play a show and we'll have like quite a few people, like whether those people were there to see us or not, like they come up to us at the end and talk to us for like so long, and almost like so long the sound guys are like, yo, you guys gotta get your shit off the stage, like it's just an incredible feeling to like have that impact on someone, whether it's one person or 50 or 100 or 1,000. Like to be able to go up there and play music and then have that reaction from anyone is like insane, from a kid who like basically like when I was 10 years old was playing guitar in front of a mirror listening to fucking like Foo Fighters, Nirvana, all that shit, to have like any kind of reaction almost like that, someone feeling, dude, like that music really like almost like touched me, like it kind of, that's what I like, that's that feeling, is like making an impact on one person at least. It's something that like you don't get from anything else. Like music and art is like the only thing. And so I honestly, yeah, I don't know. I'd like, it's crazy. I especially like, I don't know, recently every show we played has been just like seeing people just so genuinely stoked. That's what like gets me. I'm like, yeah, like this is cool. I like doing this.
It is fantastic. It's beyond words, and you're so right. And it's like touching the hearts from from soul to soul, and that's what music does. It's incredible.
Yeah.
All right, Kristen. So, writing. You said you started playing when you were 10 years old, and tell us about the learning process. Keeping your motivation up. Trying to help people that might be in that situation. When you're struggling to learn to become better, you talk about that, please.
Yeah, I think that like when it comes to inspiration and motivation, a lot of times I think people look for it in almost kind of I don't want to say the wrong place, but they almost look too hard. I think that like a lot of times when you're like stressing and like, I don't know, a lot of people, you hit that writer's block. It's like, what am I doing now? Or like learning something on guitar, or drums, or bass. You're like, I just feel so stuck. I feel like that in itself, like when you hit that point, you have to almost look at that for the inspiration. You're like, okay, I'm stuck. And this is, I don't know, to me, sometimes like if I get stuck, like I'll take a little bit, I'll think about it and sit on it, and I'll come back and it almost feels better than before, and you got to just kind of keep pushing. I've never like, I don't know, writing for me has never come easily. It's never been something that was like, I'm going to sit down 2 minutes, bang out a song. It's always like, I've been sitting in my room for 12 hours now playing my guitar, and finally a line makes sense, or like I'll sing a melody that I'm like, okay, I actually like that one. It's never something that's easy. And I think some people, it's so easy that like, they're like, I used to see people write songs so quickly and I'd be like, I'm never going to be like this. I'm never going to be able to sing in a band because I can't write lyrics or melodies that quickly. I could write a riff like that, but like that kind of stuff just gets me stuck so quickly. And I just kind of like, you just got to keep working for it and eventually you'll get it. And the biggest thing for me that I've noticed is that what you like, if you write something that you're stoked on and you like, other people will react to.
If you like it, and if it means something to you, I'm sure it's going to mean for others as well, right? But it is so important that you mentioned it doesn't come easy, and you have to keep trying, keep Right. So, that's truthfully important. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
when do you remember that you wrote your first song that you felt, okay, this is song?
I would honestly say probably not till I was about 19. In my previous band, I was just a guitar player and I wrote tons of music, but it wasn't until I was about 19, maybe even 20, where it was actually that song "Price on My Head," the first song we ever released. I wrote the verse and the chorus to that song, and I had just been jamming on that riff in the chord progression in the chorus for like maybe like a month, and I was just like, this sounds like something, but I don't know what yet. And I do this thing where I kind of just like, if I'm out and about or something, and like I hear someone say a line, I'm like, it's kind of catchy, that's kind of cool or something. I'll write it down in my notes, you know. And I was singing, kind of just humming along melodies because I was like, this needs to be something. Like it just feels right to me. And when I was humming the melodies, this line just kind of popped into my head from like, I don't even know, something I wrote down in my notes, and for some reason my brain just kind of grabbed it, and I was like, whoa, that works. And I thought about it, I was like, where did that come from? So I went down into my notes and like tracked it down, and I was like, this right here, this is the song. And so then I just put all the lyrics together, and I played that song in my room for about a month straight. I was like, hell yeah, I wrote a song, I did it. And that's where that got the ball rolling. After that, it was like song after song after song after song. I was like, I couldn't stop.
Fantastic.
You know, and now we're here, and we've got, you know, we're sitting on almost 8 songs to be released, and then many more to come. So
many more to come, absolutely. So, all right. So I think that's a good segue. You know, what do you expect from the future? Like, what do you want for your art?
For my art, honestly, I want there to be someone out there that hears our music and goes like can connect with it and be like, this guy's been what I've been through, you know, or even something simpler than that. If someone just fucking hears our music and they're like, just makes them want to headbang, I'm like, cool, that's cool too. I think for me personally, music is one of the most important things in my life. And I know for our bass player, Tyler, and our drummer, Ben, this is something that like we want to do this. We're so passionate about it. And we want to like be able to do this for a living and put ourselves out there every day and like just play music for like the rest of our lives. If we could literally only play music, that would like be perfect for us. We would be so stoked. Of course, we have other hobbies and things that we like to do, but music is top priority by so much. Like, it's hard to even explain. We've all had like dreams and aspirations since we were like so young. Like for me, it was like when I was like 10, maybe even 8 years old. Like ever since we were kids, all we did is like watch videos of bands and like admire bands. We're like, oh, they're so cool. Like I just want to do that. Watch documentaries about bands and like touring and like everything about it. There's not like a bad thing about it to us. Everything is appealing, and we want to be able to do it for the rest of our lives.
That's amazing. All right. Well, okay. This is Christian and Loc Dawgs. The song is Day by Day. You know, this is fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So before we go, you know, let's say that you had a chance to speak someone, to your younger self, or someone who sees you as an aspiration, right? What they want to do. What kind of advice would you be able to give?
I would just say, don't stop. Like, no matter what. I myself got pretty uninspired, you know, when my last band kind of decided to part ways, and I I played music in my room and stuff, but I didn't try to get a band together or go out and play and do anything with it for like 2 years at least. And I think that like, if you're really passionate about something, just don't stop. Just keep doing it. People will react. People will be stoked, and something will happen.
Yeah, great advice. All right, well, thank you again so much, Christian. Appreciate your time. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, this sounds fantastic. All right, so we're going to enjoy a little bit more of Day by Day. And thank you again, Christian. Until next one.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, let's go ahead. Of the typical libraries with conventional music that makes you feel meh. Introducing Leerecs.com, the music website made for and by minds like you. Our team are lifelong musicians and producers in love with music. Search the Leerecs music catalogs and find music with guaranteed originality. Mark the difference with music of signature at Leerecs.com.